Weird is the new sexy.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the first edition of our podcast with video messaging. Woo! With me today, I am Gambit. With me is Grizz.
What's up, everybody?
And Minder.
Hi!
And this is our first video. Woo!
Woo!
Which I'm gorgeous. My hair is looking just good today.
Oh, my hair is on fleek. Look at that. Yeah.
Mine's not.
You just said that. I'm very disappointed in you, sir.
I did watch him brush his hair earlier, and it was fantastic.
Thank you.
Speaking of fantastic,
we are going to be reviewing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. The new trailer just came out. We're all pretty excited about it. I know I am. I know
Definitely.
We are super big Harry Potter nerds. Grizz, are you a big Harry Potter geek?
Oh, yeah.
we did a boss episode on Harry Potter.
We did.
Well, I missed a few episodes because of life and other things. So, but Grizz, big nerd. Like, you got your house and your wand and all that stuff.
I am a Hufflepuff, and I am proud of it. Heck yeah.
Well, honey, you don't give a shit.
Yeah, not big on reading, but I read all of the books in like a month and a half.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a proud Slytherin. Minder, what are you?
Ravenclaw.
Oh, cool. We almost got every house.
Wild is a Slytherin. I think True is Gryffindor, though.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we have all the houses, but this isn't about Hogwarts. This is about how do you pronounce the name? GrizzlyMcB, or how do you pronounce his fucking name?
Newt.
Thank you. No, his last name. I always mess up his last name. Newt Scamander.
Scamander. There you go. Scamander.
Newt Scamander. I always fuck up that last name like horribly.
It's like Newt Salamander.
Yeah, Newt Salamander is as people call him. But the first movie, I guess we can give a general recap. Minder, you want to give us the recap of the first movie, basically?
Basically, it's 1940 that he's going to America, and so he goes to America, and Newt is basically, he takes care of all the Fantastic Beasts, and he's there, and his Niffler gets out at the bank, and the nomad that he meets, which is Jacob, and I think all of us can love Jacob because he's so fantastic and relate to him.
A nomad is what?
A nomad is the American version of a muggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of us. All of us.
I don't know what you're talking about. We just can't do magic outside of Hogwarts.
I'm over. I don't know about you, but I'm over 18.
It's 17. But we don't have to let anybody know that.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Jacob ends up going on an adventure with Newt, basically because they end up switching briefcases. And then, oh God, what was Colin Farrell's role in it? He was like head in the department, right?
Yeah. He was head. Yeah. But he was also in Disguisey.
Yes, he was the famous Grindelwald.
Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Who was played by Johnny Depp, which I actually don't exactly know how I feel about Johnny Depp being in the Harry Potter world. I don't get me wrong, I love Johnny Depp. He's a great actor. You know, he's got some iconic roles. He is fantastic. But Johnny Depp always kind of plays Johnny Depp.
The same role.
Very.
It's actually huge in the Potter world. Like, I'm part of like a huge Potter group on Facebook, and just you get both sides of people just going, I hate it, or I respect it, or it's just a big battle. And honestly, if J.K. Rowling felt like he was for the role, then I'm gonna go with it.
Well, we've never actually seen Johnny Depp play a real bad guy. In most of his movies that he plays, he's always the good guy, anti-hero. I mean, you can say what you will about Jack Sparrow being good guy, bad guy, kind of whatever. If you know the whole story of that, I don't really want to get into Pirates of the Caribbean. Then you have like Edward Scissorhands. Ichabod Crane. He always played. I was thinking Sweeney Todd. That's the bad guy. That is well.
But he's lovable.
He is lovable, and he is Johnny Depp, and everybody loves Johnny Depp. And like I said, we didn't get to see much about his character in the last movie because he was constantly in disguise, played by Colin Farrell, and Colin Farrell did a great job in the first movie. All the actors. Matter of fact, the guy who plays what's his name? The non-Madge, his best friend, Newt's best friend.
Oh, Jacob.
No, the actor's name though is.
I don't know his name.
Anyways, I love him. I absolutely love him as an actor. He's in 3 of my favorite movies. He's in Fanboys. You've ever seen Fanboys?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
If you haven't seen Fanboys out there, go watch it. It's a hilarious Star Wars movie. It's fucking great.
Nerds.
It's for nerds. You want to take your shirt off. Minder, you want to take your shirt off. No, so he plays in that. He plays in Balls of Fury, if you haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic ping pong ball movie. It totally makes fun of Enter the Dragon and all that stuff. It's hilarious. And then he actually plays in there's another movie he played a bit role in. Save Tonight with Topher Grayson. It was a very small movie. It was a Save Tonight or it was an 80s movie. Point being, he's a wonderful actor, and I absolutely loved him in this role. I loved him as Jacob. So I'm very excited that they kept him back in it, even though they erased his mind in the first one, which I'm kind of curious to see.
But Queenie, remember when she came in? Like they kind of like had that moment where they're like he remembered her.
Yes. So.
And you saw Queenie in the trailer of the Crimes of Grindelwald. So.
Yeah.
This one, so like. And based on the trailer, we've seen a few things. Obviously, the Crimes of Grindelwald, it's going to be all about him. We see a young Dumbledore.
Jude Law.
Don't know how I feel about Jude Law playing young Dumbledore, but
I don't know.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's what I'm curious about, because I've always been very curious about it. Because when you read the books, and which is great addition in the end of the trailer. Did anybody else notice the
Deathly Hollow symbol? Yeah, because if you read the books, it goes back into Albus's history of how him and Grindelwald were looking for the Deathly Hollows.
Exactly. And as you know, young Dumbledore was a cocky, arrogant prick by his own definition. But his one power was that when he got the Wand of Power, his gift was that he was the only wizard to be able to hold the Wand of Power and not boast and brag about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So will he have the wand, or will he not have the wand? Or is this how he comes to get the wand from Grindelwald? And do we see that cockier Dumbledore? Do we see I want to see them play. I want to see Jude Law play a much cockier, much more just more of a gotta prove himself kind of Dumbledore, not this old wise kind of lovable Dumbledore.
No, young Dumbledore was
you see of him in the trailer, he does seem like he is that cocky.
Yeah, because he's standing in the classroom. It almost looked like the dark arts classroom that he was standing in, which is not what he taught in Hogwarts. But it looked like it. Also, did you guys notice that they apparated at Hogwarts in the trailer? Mm-hmm. Do you think this was before they took out the no apparition rule?
Well, the timeline's about 1940-ish, so there might be some new rules that we're not aware of, because from the first Harry Potters, you never really get into the adult wizarding world. Harry Potter's always been much more about Hogwarts, about the school, about the kids.
Yeah.
The child aspect of it. That's what I like. That's what I liked about Fantastical Beasts, is that you actually got more into, because you get glimpses of the wizarding world in Harry Potter with, Diagon Alley and the bars, and you know that they live a normal life. They have jobs, they go to work, they do other things. so you are aware that there's an adult life after Hogwarts, but we don't really get to see the adult life after Hogwarts. And Fantastical Beasts really taps into that adult political world that they get into, like how America's ran, how England is ran, the differences between the two.
Yeah.
Which that was my one issue with the first movie, that it was in America, and I was like, wait a minute, like this is different from the Wizarding world that we know.
Mm-hmm.
But it is kind of nice because of it.
Well, I liked it because they add in the witch hunters. They add in, because America's got this deep history in real life, in IRL, not in the books, but in the real life world. They've got this great. America's got this great, deep, rich history of the Salem witch trials, the witch hunts. Like, we've been very much obsessed with wizards and witches as it is, and it's a beautiful rite. I also agreed with Newt going to America because he left Hogwarts. He was not the point of the first movie was not Newt being famous and writing the books.
Mm-mm.
It was him being the outcast and being this guy who got banned because of his look. When you're a mythical beast caretaker, you're kind of out on the outs of the magical world, basically.
Kind of like Hagrid was.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like being Hagrid. It's kind of like being a zookeeper, kind of more or less. You know, the people who are in it are very passionate about it, but it's not something that people are really, really. And most of their job is just, you know, and they talk about it in the Harry Potter books. His brother works in Romania, keeping the dragons away from the Muggles.
Oh yeah, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mostly that job. When you pick that job, it's kind of like a job where your whole job is basically like keeping the magical creatures away from the Muggles.
And that's your life, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. So, I don't know. Grizz, you've been quiet. What do you think? It's just like...
Well, I mean, you guys were having an intense conversation, and every time I was getting ready to say something, one of you would say it. So I'm like, well, okay, it's okay.
No, this is your turn.
Now we put on the spot. See, the video fucks up people. They don't know when to talk and shit. It's like...
Well, see, the good thing about the podcast is nobody can see your face. So if you need to be quiet and let certain people like Wild or Gambit or True talk for an hour and a half, you can do that.
And then we get this.
If you saw in the trailer, Jacob does come back and does continue on the adventures with Newt.
Yeah, which he did this. Remember, he's like, which is why I say we can all relate to Jacob.
He's the fat nerd kid in high school that the cool kid comes up and says, "Hey, let's go hang out." Okay, let's go.
Well, but he also gets but he gets the smoking hot bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's double
oh, Gambit.
Did you really just do that?
Oh, I did.
All of that. All of this.
I think we broke Grizz.
Broke Grizz on that one.
I broke him.
Oh, that was great.
I know. Great. See, it's kind of better than a regular voice podcast because then you actually get to see the weird shit that we do.
And the funny stuff that we say, people actually get to see our reactions instead of just hearing us coughing and laughing and passing out.
Or just be like...
So the new trailer comes out. It looks like we go back to Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. We have an underwater chase scene riding some sort of underwater beast that I have no idea what they're trying to ride.
Looks like a giant seahorse.
Yeah, it looked like a giant seahorse. Kind of. Since Jacob's back in it, I have a feeling that they're gonna have an explain away moment where like maybe he's oh god, what are they called?
Squib?
You know, the squib. Maybe he's a squib. So the spell worked on him, but it didn't work 100% on him. and so his memory's still there, and then maybe or maybe they just do a little spell and then like remember his fucking memory or some shit. And
remember his fucking memory. I like that
Reverse
spell.
obliviate.
Well, yeah, because you got obliviate, and then you got remember his fucking memory.
Yeah, it's flick
Illuminate.
Flick and
It's Leviosa.
which is not. That's not in. Actually, that's not in the books, but whatever.
Oh, don't get all book nerdy on me. These two books don't have these movies don't have books.
But
Yeah.
but these things also reference a lot of things from the books, because I know when I was listening to Goblet of Fire, the fuck?
Sorry, I had an itch.
And we were talking about looking at our reactions, and there we go.
Did you just scratch your back with your foot?
I'm scratching my ear.
Bark, bark.
Bark,
I
bark.
couldn't lift my foot that high even if I was on my back. All I'm gonna say is towards the very end of the movie, I just yelled out as loud as I could, "America!"
America! Fuck yeah!
When he released the giant eagle with 4 wings, and
I got you.
you know, it reminded me of a scene in what's that movie with all the aliens and Men in Black.
Proceed.
Anywho, so no, the new movie. From the trailer, like I said, we see everybody. We see all of our favorite cast members back. We definitely see a lot more of Jacob, and we see Newt, and we also see a very specific scene that I like, which is that Dumbledore straight says, "I can't fight him. You have to."
I was gonna say that whole scene with them, like whatever spell they cast, and you just see the ground light up. Like, it gave me goosebumps watching the trailer.
No, it definitely was one of the better scenes, and you get to see Newt be more of a badass. Like I said, I don't know how I felt about the first one. I liked it. I did. I get Newt's character. I get Jacob's character. I get the smoking hot girlfriend and all that stuff. And I love the American aspect to it. But I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it. I still to this day don't know. I mean, I only watched it twice, which is really low. I mean, you'll only watch it twice, but that's like really low for my Harry Potter watching. Like, I saw in the theater. I saw every movie probably at least 4 or 5 times in the theater. So seeing only that one twice is kind of low for me. It didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's because it didn't have. Maybe this one's gonna be better because it has that sense of danger. It has Grindelwald like being the forefront enemy. It's more actiony, more adventure-y, definitely more fighting, and you get like I said, I'm super excited about a young Dumbledore. Like I said, I want Jude Law to play him cocky, arrogant, but smart. I want him to be afraid of Grindelwald, but not afraid as in like, oh, I fear him, which is what they kind of put in the trailer, but just because like, if I was a best friend to somebody and we went on the adventures to go find the 3 items of power, the cloak, the wand, the cloak, the wand, and the ring,
the stone,
the stone, and I spent years with somebody, he would know the ins and outs of me. He would know my fighting style. He would know how I defend. That makes sense why Dumbledore would tell him I can't fight him. He knows me. He knows me too well.
I thought it was only like a summer that they spent together, though, and then they just kind of like sent owls back to each other.
But you don't know why they broke up, which is another reason. Like maybe during that like summer that they spent together, he found out that Grindelwald was like a fucking psychopath, which he is.
But I thought it was the death of Dumbledore's sister, and then that's when he kind of like, because she had her like crazy moment, and then that's when she died, and then that's when Grindelwald was like, I'm out, like.
Maybe she killed him. Maybe Grindelwald's the reason why she was crazy.
It was a little jumbled in the books. I don't know. We don't know. Well, but also, I think what you were saying
in the movie.
Huh?
Maybe they'll explain it in the movie.
I hope so, because as Gambit was saying, I mean, we're gonna know a little bit more. I also think part of the reason why you were kind of on it was kind of like how I was when I was like, wait, why is this in America? It's not the normal wizarding world that we know.
Well, see, like I said, I like the fact that it was in America mainly because I'm American.
Well, fuck yeah.
You know, I'm so pro America, it's ridiculous. You know, America.
America.
Well, I just think that, yeah, fuck yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I like I said, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it in theater. I'm very excited. Like I said, I'm gonna go see it because this is the first time I'm gonna go see it because I'm so apprehensive about it. I want to see what they do. I want to see what they do with Dumbledore. I want to see what they do with Grindelwald and Johnny Depp. With Jude Law playing Dumbledore. I want to see what they do with Grindelwald played by Johnny Depp. I want to see how they bring back Jacob. I want to see if Newt becomes more of a badass instead of this like very quiet. I think that was my biggest problem in the first movie is that Newt was just very quiet, very stubborn, almost like a you know who he reminded me of? Well, he reminded me of like a
Neville
Charlie Chaplin, very expressiony but very quiet kind of character, which are cool characters to have. What's up?
Grizz said
Neville Longbottom. As soon as Gambit went like that, I was like, the nose.
The nose. The first movie, as far as nerd boners, like I gave it like I think I gave it like a 7 or an 8. It definitely. I mean, it definitely kept me into the wizarding world. It definitely gave me. It was a solid. It was. But it wasn't like. You know.
I think what would have made it a better movie didn't have, the main investigator guy be so blunt about the fact that you could tell he was going to be the bad guy. Like the first time you see him, I immediately thought, okay, this guy is going to be evil somehow.
Like he was a rotten cop.
Yeah.
I will say that I know I told you this earlier, Grizz, but yesterday when we were watching it, my youngest came home from school while wearing his Harry Potter shirt. I'm like, hey, look, new Fantastic Beasts trailer. And he's looking at it and he sees
Magic.
You're such a dick. You see the Deluminator and he goes, Mom, this looks like Hogwarts with the light thingy. And I'm like, just watch. And all of a sudden they said Professor Dumbledore. And he goes, you are just this guy. This fucking guy.
I'm having fun. Sorry.
Yeah. And I was trying to speak. But yeah, no, I mean, even my kid is excited about it.
Yeah, but okay, serious face. Okay. No, go on.
Oh, no, I was just saying, even my son is excited about it. The fact that, I mean, we all went to go see it in theater, and I made shirts that said, I want to be a wizard. And so we went to the theater and saw it. And so when he got to see the trailer to the second one, he was kind of like, oh, it's like Hogwarts. So that's kind of exciting to see in like a 10-year-old.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things that I really love is that Minder, how old are you? 28, 29?
I turn 31 next Tuesday.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Thanks.
She's a baby.
Well, no, my point of the question is, and Grizz, I know you're 37, right? Fucking don't you shake your head, motherfucker. Tell me how old you are.
31.
31. So perfect.
You call me a baby.
We're all. Oh, I'm the oldest. Ooh, I feel bad. Anyways, no. So the point is that the what I like about these movies is that Harry Potter first came out when I was especially the first movies. It came out in 2000. It came out when I was 16. So it was not right when I was 12 years old, But for you guys 2 years younger than us. You guys are 14 when it first came out. Actually, the books came out even younger. So when the books came out, I was actually like 14 when the books first came out. So you guys came out when 12. So this is our generation. So when what I like about these movies is that they're going to more adult themes and they're doing obviously more adult casts, and that's great for us because we are the hardcore reason that Harry Potter is so big as the fans. Now, Harry Potter has always been big with kids because it is timeless. Because it's not a movie. Well, even with the movie, you can show a 12-year-old the movie and they can be really enraptured by it. But as they grow up each year, you get to that adulthood and you kind of want to stop watching the Harry Potter movies because they dealt with a lot of teenage angst, problems. Yes, wizarding stuff, but they're in the books. They get into the dating and relationships and going to prom and all that stuff. And that's not something that our generation, now that we're adults, we're well past the angsty stage of dating. I mean, some of us are still dating and we're kind of angsty, but at the end of the day, we're still adults. And these new movies have brought in a new lifeblood for adults and kids. Like, it's great that your kid is excited for it. My kid's excited for it too, but it also gets me excited because it really is, like I said, what I'm really excited about this new trailer, what it showed off for me was that it is more adult themes, more adult problems, and really the adult action, because it's all well and good for Harry Potter to be like, use 3 spells and get through all of his problems, but there are tons more spells, defenses, offensive moves. It's almost like watching, it's almost like going to a martial art tournament and watching the kids fight and then watching the UFC. It's there's more to it when you're an adult, and that's what I'm really excited about. Really, with this new one, it really shows off, and it just brings back our favorite characters, and we get to bond more with our lovable characters like Dumbledore, and McGonagall has to be in it in some fashion.
She has to.
And I would love to see a young McGonagall, because I'll be honest, I would have fucked the shit out of McGonagall at her old lady age.
Chris is agreeing.
Wild and I have actually had that conversation.
She's a gilf, dude. She's a grandma I want to fuck. She's a hot turkey vulture.
Well, it's because she's such a badass.
Yeah, no, and so a younger version of her, all sexed out and all oof.
Okay, but either way, it would. To get to what you were saying, I actually like the point that you brought up as to like how our generation is the heart and soul of the Potter world, and we got to grow up with those books and go through the teenage angst and everything. So, like you said, we're well past it. So we got to grow up with it, and then of course it's great for all the younger generations that have, just because, like you said, it's timeless. But the fact that you said that it is more of the adult world, and we get to see like the backstory too, because we were so obsessed with it as children, that we get to see the backstory of it, but in a more adult way.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a great point.
From time to time, I some of my nerd ranting actually has a nugget of truth in there. From time to time, most time I just start ranting and I start trying to sound intelligent, and then every now and again some shit drops off that actually makes me sound smart. I'm actually dumber than a box of rocks. See, I always tell people all the time, it's okay, I'm dumb, but I'm pretty, so I can get away with being stupid.
You could say, I never said I was smart.
Exactly, I never said I was smart. I said I was pretty, but pretty makes a very easy life.
It works.
At least you got the pretty going for you. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm so pretty.
Should I do my tooth fairy face that Wild always says I make?
The tooth fairy face?
It's not very pretty. Hold on. Hold, please.
No, that's not creepy at all.
So, could you say
the Unabomber was a female?
Who'd you say was pretty? Not me.
Creepy. That is creepy.
Thank you.
That was very creepy.
Well, I think we pretty much covered everything. Does anybody else have anything else to say about Crimes of Grindelwald?
I guess we'll just start with Grizz. Go ahead, man. Give us your final thoughts on everything.
I'm excited. I've heard that there's going to be several other movies after this one. I've heard that there's supposed to be 5 in total.
That's why I
So
said 3 more.
yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I want to see how far into the future they're going to go with this. Like, I know it's like in the 40s ish right now. I'm curious to see how far more into the future this is going to go. You know, are we going to see, I don't know, Harry Potter's parents at school? Are we going to see any other influential individuals from any of the Harry Potter movies besides Dumbledore? I mean, I know he was old as dirt when he died, but I mean, spoiler alert, he died. But nobody really knew how old he was. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of these movies. God damn it, Minder.
It's so fluffy. Our new segment, God damn it, Minder. Okay, what about you, Gambit? Last final thoughts.
Final thoughts are going to be I'm super excited. Damn. Well, I'll do that again.
I missed it. I blinked.
My hands are up here. Do that one more time, though. My hands are up here. Woo! Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to hell.
You can edit all that out. It's okay.
Okay, so final thoughts are this.
My husband is staring at me.
It's cool. It's cool. I know your husband. I used to sell video games to him all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, edit all that out. Serious face. Lion face. Rah! Lemon face. Woo! Lion face. Ah! Lemon face. Woo! Okay. Break it down. So final thoughts are this. I'm actually really excited about the new movie. Like I said, for a number of reasons. As I mentioned before, the more adult versions, getting to see Newt becoming more of a badass, seeing why Jacob's back in it, and maybe seeing why and how his memory's back, if it is back at all fully. Very excited to see Johnny Depp play a bad guy and see how well he brings that to the character. Super excited about seeing a young Dumbledore and the arrogance of that. Seeing them go for the wand of power, and how Dumbledore may even have the cloak, even because we all know he passes down to Harry Potter. But at that point in time, we also know that it's been in the Potter family for years. Dumbledore didn't get the cloak until after James dies. So who knows what we're going to see? I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about this movie. I'm glad it's getting 5 more. I'm glad it's getting critically acclaimed. It's great to see adult wizards doing adult wizard shit. You know, excuse me if I'm doing some adult wizard shit over here. You guys can't see, but I'm only over there. So like I said, I'm very excited. The new trailer definitely gave me goosebumps. Definitely made me excited about it. I gave it 2 thumbs way up. Other than that, that's it. That's my final thoughts on it. Go see it, and we'll do a review when we actually see the damn thing.
Yep.
My final thoughts are that's all I can really say. That's how I feel because like it's real for us. That's how it is for me. Like it's real for us. So the fact that, we're getting 5 extra movies because, the Harry Potter fandom will never die. We're going to live long I almost did a Star Trek, but we're going to be like Star Wars where that never will die. The fact that, we get to see more history with Dumbledore and the fact that he's young Dumbledore versus like when in the Harry Potter movies, they had him look old. So we get to see auburn hair Dumbledore, and Jacob is just absolutely my favorite. So I can't wait to see more of Jacob. I know the main character is supposed to be Newt, but I'm more excited about Dumbledore and Jacob. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I'll be there on November 16th to watch it.
I'll be there dressed up in my Slytherin outfit. One last shout out because it recently happened. rest in peace, Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking passed away, which hat off for that one. Serious, when we talk about nerd life and nerd community, he did so much for the nerd community, and he made a lot of good guest appearances in some of our favorite nerd stuff. So, you know, his soul is now free from that wheelchair, and he is now out there, whatever you believe. So,
Out in the cosmos.
sad, but it's, it is what it is. So all of us nerds are kind of mourning that a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's about it. Any final thoughts? Like on anything?
God bless you, Stephen Hawking.
But absolute final thoughts, though, guys. Hope you enjoyed the first ever inaugural podcast with video.
Yes.
Woo.
We're just gonna do that. That's just gonna be our thing, Gambit. At the end, all of us just.
I can't put both thumbs up because I'm holding my phone.
Yeah, one of those two things.
Okay. Well, last words. Monday we have our new segment where you get to see my wit and charm and harass all of the crew members. So that will be aired on YouTube. Oh, Minder Mondays. Yeah. Minder Mondays.
Minder Monday.
Okay.
Well, as always, everybody, thanks for watching.
Stay sexy.
Always.
Peace.